Let's take our Bibles to Hebrews chapter number 13 this morning. I hope that you are all ready for a great celebration of Christmas. It's just a few days away, and I hope that you enjoyed Christmas Sunday yesterday with your church family. And well, I know we did, had a full house and just lots of fun. Kids did an amazing job. The workers that work with the kids did an amazing job. Just lots of fun. And wow, just a lot going on here at the Christmas season, and it's hard to keep things straight, especially this one thing that we're going to look at in Hebrews 13, and that's remembering who we claim to be in the mission that we've been given. And a lot of times we get sidetracked, or we get very narrow focused on really just how we feel about things and how it affects us only, and we tend to get very tunnel visioned when we look at the world. And Hebrews 13 verses 12 through 16 will help us at least get a glimpse back at the mission and that we can stay on it. And so let me just dive in this morning in verse number 12. It says, "Wherefore Jesus also hath also that he might sanctify the people with his own blood, suffered without the gate." And so he wasn't there about his own personal experiences. He wasn't there to build his kingdom in the sense of making himself look like someone special. He came to do something special. And so he suffered outside the gate, even though he was really coming to his own that were inside the gate. And so he suffered without the gate. Verse number 13, look what it says here. "Let us go forth therefore unto him without the camp, bearing his reproach." Let's not be embarrassed about it. Let's be serious about this thing that he did for us. Verse number 14, it says, "For here have we no continuing city, but we seek one to come." And so the believer is told, you're not trying to build a kingdom here. You're not trying to earn the right to a national heritage right here. Many people get caught up in the national elements of their lives and at the expense of their testimony of the Lord Jesus Christ, who suffered outside the gate. And so we go on, it says, verse number 15, it says, "By him, therefore, let us offer the sacrifice of praise to God continually. That is, the fruit of our lips, giving thanks to his name. But to do good and to communicate, forget not. For with such sacrifices, God is well pleased." And so he says, listen, we're not trying to build a kingdom here. We're trying to build his kingdom that is outside the gates of what people think is the most important things. We are to give the sacrifices of praise to him. We are to center our lives on him. And could you imagine what this world would look like if every believer centered their lives on the Lord Jesus Christ instead of on trying to build either build a nation or build their own little kingdoms? We would see an incredible amount of people outside the gate worshiping the Lord. And could you imagine how much more good would be done in this world? Could you imagine just how much more the kingdom would spread and the message would spread? Remember, we've got the good news, and so we got to communicate that. We've got to do good so we can communicate that. And I think people right now are just kind of caught up in their position on things, and what we really need to do is get caught up on our position with him and begin those times of worship and praise and honor and glory. What better time than at Christmas time when people are kind of going, hey, look, there's something special about this season. Well, let's tell them what's special about it. Let's display what that special message can do in a life. And I know that when we do that, it makes each day the very best they can be. And so this Christmas season, let's be that shining light of God's greatness in good works and good communication and sacrifices of praise. Too many are so busy they can't even come to the house of God to offer a sacrifice of praise. And I want to encourage you to be the person that can. Let's step outside of this thing we're trying to build for ourselves and get where he is so that we can worship him and sacrifice for him. Have a great day.